Alrighty, we're back working on the combine, and I can't remember offhand what all I've recorded and what I haven't. So we're just gonna do a quick rundown. I remember I fixed the fan speed, or at least got that wire connected. I'm not sure if it actually works right or not. There was a chain on the other side over here that we talked about replacing the wood block on, and I found some wood blocks. That one back there. I didn't like the little idlers that Roll King had, so I just went back with the wood block. Got that on there. We got the grain head on, and I've been working on lights here. None of them are hooked up, but I've got them all mounted. I got 2 light bars up on the top there, and we got 2 lights here on the bottom of the cab. I took them old lights off. We got a light right there. It's kind of flipped down on the grain tank. Replaced that one that never worked. I'm gonna put one right here where there was one. We have 2 new tail lights, a new SMV sign, another light right here, and another light up there, and then I'll have to put 2 in the grain tank. But that's where we're at. What I need to do today is I'd like to get all the lights wired up. I don't know if that's going to happen. I might focus on the front ones. Corn's getting close, beans are getting close. I need to get this thing ready. We've been working longer days at work, so it's been harder for me to come out here and work on it. I haven't done any videos on it because it's usually dark and nobody likes flashlight videos. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up under here, and if you guys remember, I talked about how I raised this cutter bar for wheat to make it rigid. So what you got, there's a spring in here, and this is what floats the cutter bar. Well, this bracket here pinches that spring down, and it keeps it to where it won't float. So there's 4 of them we got to take out and let this cutter bar, I mean, it still kind of floats, but not enough. So we're gonna take them out, let that down. We're gonna go through, we're gonna grease everything on the head, and then we're going to go through the combine and grease everything on the combine. And I'm not sure, it's looking like corn's gonna be ready first. It's gonna be a close tie. I need to get the corn off so that way I can get my rye planted, and the corn is just, it's right there. So I'm actually gonna go back and check it today. I checked it last weekend. It was like 22%. I want it a little bit drier than that, so I'll probably go pick a couple more ears today and run them through my little sheller and test them. I need to get air in that tire. It's pretty low, and so I don't have the combine set up for anything yet. It's just we're going through and getting stuff greased, and I'd like to get them lights wired up so I at least have some front lights in case they have to pick after work and it's a little dark or whatever. The back lights don't matter so much right now. I just it'd be nice to be able to see backing up in the dark, you know. So maybe we'll get that one and then unload or whatever. But I don't know. The way I want to do it, the way I originally wanted to do it, I wanted the light bars to come on with the back lights as a work light. These will be their own light, these 2. I have a double pull switch for that, and then these lights would come on with the tail lights, and also the bin lights would come on with the light bars and those bars. So, but the way it's going to happen, I think just all the fronts and the tail lights will be together. These will be on a switch, and the rears will be on a switch, or on the same switch, just 2 pull. So I bought these lights off Amazon, a 10-pack for 60 bucks. They're more of a spotlight. That's the only thing I don't like about LEDs. They don't flood very well. Even the so-called floodlights don't flood very well. Now these light bars my uncle got for me for Christmas forever ago, they're actually the same lights that we have on our 2010, and they're fairly bright. Now they're not as bright on the 2010 because the loader frame blocks half of them, but they They should work good here. I got them more pointed down because they're going to flood the header better than those lights. Those are kind of pointed out as more of a driving light kind of deal. So if I have to drive it down the road at night, which I shouldn't have to, those lights won't be blinding traffic, even though they'll still be on, but it'll give a good view of the head, so you know, that way hopefully nobody runs into it. But anyways, let me get a wrench and we'll work on getting these down. It'll be kind of interesting because I'm by myself. I don't have any help, but I think we can do it. We can get creative and get it done. Okay, get these bolts loose. Jiminy Frost. I think I put these on with the impact. I don't know why I'm not taking them off with the impact. That would make sense, wouldn't it? See how that slide, and it won't come down on me as long as the bolt's in there, and it's got these other ones holding it up. So that one was loose. Come out. And then these were back here in this other bolt hole. That just keeps it from going down really far. Here's a washer. Let's put this washer on here. What do you think? There we go. Too tight, so that still moves. Okay. Hopefully you guys can. Whoa. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see. Oh, that one needs a new. A new bolt. Let's go get some vice grips. Watch your head in case it does decide to come down. I hear combines out running today. Man, am I itching to get out. The guy we hauled the 1F to Indiana for, he's been sending me pictures. He's been running beans, and he bought a C2 he's been running corn with. That's a pretty cool looking machine. It's got a 38-inch corn head for it. So that's 4 actual C2. on to the next ones. Now I was reading, if you have a header cart, it is easier to do this, what I'm doing now, and putting it up, because your cutter bar will be compressed. Where when I did this, I had Dad hold up on the cutter bar and I put these in. So you could probably do it if you're flexible enough. Kick your feet up, push up with your feet, do it, because I tried that. Ooh. Now, let's see if we can do it to get this one out. Not quite. Need a hammer. That thing's stuck. Okay, take two. And there you have it. Now our cutter bar is too low. Hard on your legs. Woo. Woo. Legs tired. There we go. That's done. Put that knot on it. I gotta get another 9/16 bolt. Actually two, because that one was got a bad head on it. I obviously didn't have enough, so this one's got a 1/2 inch. Or whatever, 1/2 inch head. Bam, that's how you do the floating cutter bar to more rigid cutter bar transformation. Now, let's do some greasing. Alright, I went through, I got everything greased, it got dark, it's the next day. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you all the grease fittings that I know of, that I grease on here, and point them out so that way, if you guys got one of these and you don't have a manual or whatever, you kind of know where to look. So you got one here on the reel. Got one here where the reel swings up and down there. This slip clutch has one. This idler pulley has one. This has one. There's one here. There's one there. There's a bunch up under here for the pedals, both sides, and for shoot, I can't think of it. There's another one there. But it's a few under there. Then you got for your final drive disconnect, there's actually two of these couplers on this side, the right side of the machine. There's one up under there right at the transmission. If you ever want to slide these off, I suggest you grease them. That variable speed down there's got one. This clutch has one. Pulley there has one. Pulley here has one where they pivot. This slip clutch has one. That slip clutch has one. I think I already covered that pulley. It has one. Then you got your axle's got one. Top of the grain auger's got one. Axle on the other side's got one. 2 for the pivot. Slip clutch there has one. Pulley there has one. This variable speed has one. This variable speed one has one on the back side. And then there's one there, I believe that's for the throwout bearing on the clutch. Again, another one for the final drive disconnect. There's one right here, one in here, one on that slip clutch, one right there. That's variable speed. I'm having a hard time getting that one to take grease. I'm gonna have to take it apart and clean it. This doesn't have one, but I feel like it should. I'm gonna have to look in the book and see, but I've never greased anything on there and I can't find a grease fitting. Then we got the head. It's got a grease fitting right there. That's the variable speed for the head. Right here, there's a grease fitting. Grease fitting here. Grease fitting for this slip clutch. Grease fitting here for that pivot point. Your wobble box has one right in the top here and one underneath in here. Don't forget that one. You have grease fitting for this side of the reel. Grease fitting for that pivot point, and your Pitman arm thing, I guess. I'm trying to think. I know the name of it, but I can't think of it right now. But it's got one on it, and that should be all. Nope, I forgot one. Unload engagement inside the cab has a grease fitting, and then, like I said, your pedals up under there. Those ones are hard to see, so I won't show them to you. I have all the chains lubed on the combine except one I forgot about, and it's up there behind that plate. That one, I've never lubed it. I always forget about it. But that runs the cross auger in there. I have to lube the chains up on here. I've tightened the chains on here, all except this one down here. That guy is as loose as a goose. It needs some links taken out because it's pretty much adjusted all the way out. And it'll be ready to go other than setting it up. So I'm still torn about if I want to do corn or beans. I do have the bean head all hooked up, and this is the hardest head to hook up because it is bent or something. So I have to put a block under here, set it down as hard as I can, and it forces that side down onto the combine better. I don't know what the deal is, but it's something I got to deal with. So I like to keep it on once it's on. But this year I'm going to have to take it off and then put it back on because the double crops are going to take forever to dry out. But what we're going to do now, since everything's greased, well, I do got to oil this. I might get to that. But the ground speed is one of the last sensors I need to hook up. And I thought there was a wire broke up here for that, but it's actually just disconnected down there. See that wire hanging? The sensor's right there. It actually it pulled out of the connector, so I just got to cut that, splice it together. I would like to get this wire here, goes to the rock trap. I'd like to get that hooked up. It's going to be one of these wires, and I would like to get a wire run back here, so this guy right there, that is a sensor for the straw walkers. Oh, you won't be able to see. I can see it with the chopper out. Oh no, you can see it. That paddle right there lets you know if stuff gets backed up. It lets you know, hey, your chopper's not working or whatever. But I think it's considered the walker. And there's another one. I can't remember what it is. Let's go take a look. There's 3 green lights. we have walker, that's the sensor at the back, brake, there must be a sensor on the brake pedal that's probably not hooked up, and the door, and then your red light I think flashes with these. And I gotta think. So the door sensor is grounded to the frame, so I'm thinking when the door opens the light should come on, because it should make a circuit unless it's lit all the time and then goes out, which could be, well, that could be the case because none of these work and that light flashes, so maybe these stay lit and then when they go out this light flashes, because that's your warning light to tell you, hey, something's wrong. I don't know, we'll have to monkey with it. I'll have to see if I can figure out which one is the door and the walker. And I ain't so worried about the brake because it obviously won't move when the brake's set. So I'm probably not going to bring you along while I'm fixing the wiring. I want to run the wiring for the lights too, just because wiring's kind of boring, but I'll update you and bring you in when I feel fit. So yeah, let's get some of this stuff going. Okay guys, we're running beans. I just started, get everything adjusted. Taking me a minute to get stuff adjusted, and I like where we're running at now. My moisture tester says these beans are at 10%, so they're a little dry. Not splitting. Getting a good sample so far. The ends of the fields are a little wet, but they'll blend, so we're gonna run it. I either needed to do corn or beans today. The bean head was on and the beans are raised, so here we go. Don't know how much footage I'll get. I only got 30%. I don't know if any of my other batteries are charged. Got the doors and windows closed because I got fans blowing in nice 70-degree weather. See if I can get you guys some footage down there. All by myself. Don't have any help as of right now. So I'm down here with just the combine, a crescent wrench. I don't even have a hammer. It's like Bear Grylls out in the wild. I just have the bare minimum. I don't even have the bare minimum. Check my tailings every so often. I think I need to raise my fan speed up. Well, we got our first tank full. This is full as I'm gonna fill it. So we got quite a few strips on that edge, a couple down that one down the middle, and the headlands. I'll get maybe one more tank like this and then a partial. So maybe around 200, 250 we'll get. Waiting on Dad to come get me so I can go get the wagon. But we got our combine adjusted good. I wish I could get it a little bit better. The beans are a little bit dirtier than I'd like, but it is what it is. There's a few splits. You'll have that when they're that dry. I could open the cylinder up a little bit more, but I like it where it's at. My tailings are coming out, or my tailing auger's looking all right. So you adjust your top sieves to get the bulk of the trash out, and then your tailings, if you got a lot of material, a lot of grain coming back through the tailings elevator, you close that down. That helps sift out some of the fines and anything that gets through the top. So you got to adjust them too according to how your sample is. The way my sample's running, I'd probably close the top a little bit and close the bottom a little bit. So here's my ride. 2-foot strips here and there as I make the last pass. I filled up the grain tank once. This will be the second time. It'll be fuller this time. Hopefully this little strip doesn't overflow it. And then my double crop beans look like they might be ready. I don't know. If I had more fuel and they were ready, I'd probably just add them to this load because I don't think this will be a full load, but I kind of want to keep them separate to see how they did. I really need to get corn done, so after these beans, if it's like I'll have fuel left, I might open the corn up. I got a little gravity wagon I can dump into. I'm going to split this. It's not quite wide enough. I need to get another gravity wagon or two. It would be golden. I don't have much footage for you guys. Just wanted to get this done. Kind of in a time crunch because I want to plant rye on my fork ground. I don't really have a good way to shoot video either and get decent quality video for you guys. Big old patch of grass there. It's just going to be the same angles as it's been. We're going to pick up and move on. Doing a little rambling there. I'd like to get a drone and some better quality GoPro batteries. That's been half my battle recording video for you guys. The batteries die and they don't ever record anymore. I bought some knockoff batteries and they don't last at all. So I'll get you some shots of me unloading this load and hauling the beans back to the yard. Then I'll probably put the double crop footage in here for you guys to watch, and then the corn will be its own video because it'll probably be part of the corn head video. It's going to be close if it'll all fit. I can't see out my window no more.